My name is Syowia. I study Bachelor of Economics at the University of Nairobi. I am the founder of Bayless Group Limited. It's a marketing agency based in Nairobi, Kenya. I was born and raised in Dandora. It's an estate in the eastern side of Nairobi. That's where all the dump is taken, and that's where the biggest dump site in Kenya is. So through growing up, it was not easy. The environment where I grew up, it was insecure. Like, rarely would you find someone who's actually done anything good in the community. So growing up, there were no people who would actually look up to. But then we still struggled. My parents have been my biggest support. They've been my biggest advisors, and they kept on telling us, not to look at where we have grown up at, and we can be anything that you want to be as long as you're focused on it. In primary school, I was in a public school. I scored highly, but the school where I was called at, my parents could not be able to afford the fees. So I was transferred to a small school in Machakos County, where, despite the lack of facilities, I still struggled hard, and I was called to university. So in high school, I scored an A-, so I was called to the University of Nairobi. I have always wanted to do medicine, but then I was not able to do medicine, and then I couldn't do it on parallel because my parents could not be able to afford it. So I had to do another degree. I decided to do Bachelor of Economics because I grew up learning how to save and how to manage my finances, and the people around me kept on telling me, "Wewe utakuja kuwa economist in future." But then, since I wasn't able to do medicine, I was like, I remember those statements that guys used to tell me, so I decided to do economics. At a young age, I was exposed to entrepreneurship. My mom runs a shop in Dandora, which she's been running since 1998. So she's always taught us, every time that we'd get out of school, we always used to take shifts. So sometimes she'd be at the shop, and sometimes I'd be at the shop. So that's where I learned the art of entrepreneurship. So immediately I finished high school, I co-founded an organization called Mustard Seeds community-based organization. It's in Dandora. What we wanted to do, our major aim was we wanted to change our environment. We wanted to change the perception that people had about Dandora. So we cleaned up the estates, collected dirt, we planted flowers, we planted grass, and we put up gates between 10 to 15 houses to create court systems. This in a huge way changed the security in the area. And the area was now, there was human dignity in how you'd walk and you'd feel like, it's a place where someone can actually live. So during that time, we created jobs for the youths at the same time, which was one of our goals. So we finally were able to achieve the three main purposes of why we were doing what we wanted to do. Since 2013, we were able to achieve what we wanted to achieve, which was solely to change how the environment looked, to create a safe, secure neighborhood, to have that human dignity where we would actually feel proud to live in Dandora, and to also change the perception of how guys viewed Dandora, which we felt like we achieved. So in 2015, I was selected amongst the top 40 under 40 women in Kenya, and the women to watch in Kenya in 2015 under Business Daily Africa. In 2016, I was nominated for the Founder of the Year award, which is by Founder magazine. And then also in the same year, I was selected in the list of 100 most influential young people in Kenya. And in 2017, which is now, I just won the Global Student Entrepreneurship Award, Kenya edition. The reason I do what I do is because, one, I've always wanted to get my family from that particular place where they're in to a different place. That gives me fulfillment. The second reason is I want to be an inspiration to the young people, and even if they're older, from Dandora, to know that they can be anything that they want to be. They can actually get out of Dandora and fly their wings, even if it's all over the world. The third reason, I've always wanted to break the notion that just because you've grown up in a particular area, the only thing you can actually amount to is either a drug dealer, or you dropped out of school, or you became pregnant. You know, the kind of notions that people have about semi-slums and slums. In 2015, I attended a Google digital marketing program where they were teaching us about how to advertise on different digital programs, including AdWords. So after learning this, I wanted to test it. I wanted to test what I had learned. So that's when I approached one of my friends who runs a company and asked him if I could be able to market his brand online for free, and he agreed. And I did the job so well until he referred me to other friends of his who also ran companies, until it reached a point where I couldn't do it alone. The workload became so much, and the referrals, you know, we just kept on being referred to client after client. So in 2015, in December 2015, I decided to incorporate Bayless Group as a company. And since then, it's been growth and advancement, and we've been learning so many things in-house. We've been recognized for different awards, and you know, we've gotten high-level clients that can actually boast that, you know, we are actually a voice in the marketing world. In the near future, we plan to expand to all over Africa. I've already started registration in Rwanda, and we want to get into more markets all over East Africa. Our plan is to grow more than 300 businesses in the next 5 years, which is, you know, at the core of our business. What I've learned is you don't need so much for you to start a business. You know, you just need to make the steps that are required. For example, I started in my campus room. The only thing that I needed, and the only thing that I actually had at the moment, was a laptop. And the first step was to create a portfolio, because you can't go to a high-level client and tell them, I run this company, yet you don't have anything that you've done prior. So that's why I did some jobs for free, because it showed what I'm capable of. I've also learned that you don't have to be a certain age for you to become successful. However young you are, you can be able to learn anything that you want to learn and be at a particular level with the rest of everyone in that particular market. I've also learned how to work with people. Your network is your net worth. You know, people say that and you feel like it's just a normal statement. Like, people you know are the same people who are going to expose you to different opportunities, who are going to expose you to different clients, to new markets. So just know how to deal with people, know the kind of people that you need to know the people in your space. That actually helps a lot, because once you know the people who are in your space, for example, my space was marketing and is marketing. Knowing the people who are in marketing has helped me, you know, be able to maneuver through that particular sector.